today I'm coming to you with a very different type of tag video. 20 random questions tag. This tag was created by the legendary Steve Donoghue, and I was tagged by Janelle at Too Fond of Books. Thanks Janelle for tagging me. I think this video will be very interesting to record because I will talk something other than books. So let's get on with the questions. They are very interesting questions. What's the nearest place to you that's so famous everybody knows it, and how near it is? Well, I cannot say that everybody knows it, but many people from other countries come and visit this historic site, the Ephesus site in Selçuk. Selçuk is one of the peripheral districts of Izmir, but it's fairly close to the city center. You can go to Selçuk, Ephesus in only an hour's drive. It's the most visited place in Izmir. Question 2. Have you ever had a paper cut so bad you thought you might die of it? Well, I'm an architect, and when I was studying in university, we were not allowed to draw with the computers, with the exception of the last year anyway. So I had many paper cuts because I was dealing with drawing paper all the time, and they were so thin, and I had many paper cuts, but they were never so bad that I might die of it. I mean, I just put a band-aid, and that was the worst of it. But I've had many paper cuts, as I've said before. Question 3. Have you ever found anything genuinely valuable in a used book you bought? Found something not valuable in monetary terms, but something valuable in sentimental terms. I once found a postcard written from a parent to his daughter. It was, and when I saw it, I teared up, and there was no mailing address on the card, so I just put it aside, and then I think it got lost in the recycling bin. So that's the most valuable thing that I found. Have you ever read, met or married Jacques Barzun? I have no idea who that person is, so the answer is no. Aside from your pets, what is the specific non-human animal you see most often? The ants. I mean, especially in the summer month, the ants just take over the kitchen, and although we use many things to push them away, like using lemon or sometimes putting salt, it sometimes works and it doesn't work most of the time. So I mostly had to check for ants every time I'm cooking using something from the cupboard. Have you ever been inside a cathedral? If more than one, do you have a favorite? I visited many countries. I love traveling. And being an architect, I mean, I had to visit a cathedral every time I go there. My favorite cathedral is the Notre Dame Cathedral, and I was really upset when I heard about the fire, because it's one of the most impressive structures in architecture, I think. And also the inside of the cathedral is very beautiful, so that's my favorite. Question 7. Have you ever been actually seeing and hearing things delirious? If I did, I don't remember it. Once I took an overdose of pain medications, and my mother said that I was talking to myself in my sleep. That's the extent of something delirious by me. Question 8. Do you have blood relatives who read for pleasure? All of them? I mean, I'm very fortunate to have come from a family of readers, and I think that's the main reason that I'm such a fan of reading. Maybe I'm the most extreme among them, but I remember both of my grandparents had shelves full of books. And I knew that they read those books because we discussed them. And my parents always reads. And my brother, although not as much as I do read, he reads a lot as well. Although she's not a blood relative, my sister-in-law reads a lot of romance actually. And also, I think my nephew is also a very big reader. He's 14 now, and he always asks about which books I read and how I like them. And he recommended my favorite book of 2019 to me, The Wonder by R.G. Palacio. And also both my maternal uncle and paternal aunt read a lot, so my family obviously reads a lot. Question 9. How many species have you smooched up on the lips? Aside from humans, none. Do you ever listen to the radio? Any favorite program or person? I used to listen to radio when I first started my job about 10 years ago, and I listened to that radio program for I think 2 years. But then, because the application was using the internet and I had limited internet, I could not listen for a while, and then I got into audiobooks and listened to audiobooks all the time. So in summary, right now I don't have a favorite program. Question 11. Have you ever been to the Eiffel Tower, the Leaning Tower of Pisa, the Louvre? I've been to Eiffel Tower and the Louvre, but I haven't been to the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Actually, I came very close one day when I visited Florence, but I had to go back the next day, and I couldn't join the tour to there. So I'm really looking forward to going there one day. I really liked climbing to the highest point that I could climb in Eiffel. I love the view from there, and also I was really impressed by how many very beautiful things the Louvre Museum had. Question 12. What little thing do you miss most that you've lost due to the pandemic? My travel plans. As you can guess from the previous questions, I love traveling and visiting places, and I cannot wait to do that once this pandemic is over and travel safely. Question 13. What little thing do you miss least that you lost due to the pandemic? Actually, because wearing mask is mandatory in Turkey in public places and public transport, I'm really glad that I do not have to encounter and smell some of the unpleasant odors coming from the mouths of people. That's one thing that I miss the least. Question 14. What's your relationship with small talk? Hate it like acid, love it, or merely competent? When I'm in the mood, I love small talk. But when I'm not in the mood, I don't talk at all. So it really depends on the mood. Question 15. Have you ever won money at gambling? I don't gamble, so no. Question 16. Do you ever give money or time to charities? I have 2 charities that I donate periodically every month. They are the charities for children with disabilities. Question 17. Drew, craft, knitting, crocheting, woodworking, pottery, drawing. I'm not a big fan of crafts actually, but I knit. I used to knit a lot, but in the previous, I think 3 years, I haven't knitted anything, so I'm not sure if I will be able to do that. Maybe I forgot it, I'm not really sure. But I used to love knitting when I was in my early 20s, and maybe I will get back to that someday, I'm not really sure. Question 18. Do you talk to yourself when you're alone? Yes. I talk to myself constantly in my head, but I rarely talk aloud when I'm alone. Sometimes I find myself complaining even though nobody is there. Question 19. Were you a social queen bee in college? No, but I was not alone as well. I had a small group of friends and we were really happy. Question 20. Are you a sunrise person or a sunset person? Definitely a sunrise person. I mean, today when I'm filming this, it's Sunday, and I get up at 7:30, even though I had nothing to do, because I really like to do things in the morning, and I always prefer to rest after sunset. So those were my answers for random 20 questions tag. I'm actually glad that I had the opportunity to talk more about myself other than reading books. I want to thank two of my dear friends who have not done this tag at the time that I'm pre-filming this. Angie at Literary Labors and Rainey at Rainey Day Reads. I really would like to hear their answers for this tag. And lastly, if you're a new viewer, please like and subscribe. Hope to see you very soon. Bye. As for Turkish word of the day, since the only crafting hobby that I'm doing is knitting, I thought knitting should be the Turkish word of the day. Knitting means örgü örmek in Turkish, and örgü örmek are our Turkish words of the day. Have a good day.